please like the video and hit the goddamn subscribe button. Back with another one. This is a Reddit reaction. And the title of this story is, my daughter tells me my ex-husband is doing great after I left him for my AP, which is a fair partner. Let's get to it.
Story 1. I don't know if this is probably the best place to tell this, but I can't help myself. I'm 37, female, now married to my ex-AP. 40 male. We went legit. I left my husband for AP. Married for 4, together for 5 years. My ex-husband had a demanding job which basically led me to have an affair. Apart from bedroom, he was a cherry on top. Everything about him was awesome. He helped around the house. We went to dates once a month. I met AP, let's call him Jay, when I was 31 and began having an affair 7 months after. It was unexpected. I was blown away by his charms. We have an amazing chemistry. He really gets me. Things changed a lot after we got married. You can say karma hit back. The first 2 years went by easily. It was kind of a dream. Says was great. We lived off the money I won from my ex-husband, and also we both worked, but 2020 was a rough time for us. He worked a little, so I was the primary breadwinner for the family. I worked 2 jobs and we barely survived pandemic had it not for my parents to give us some help. Nothing much changed really. I had to sell the house and car, both of which belonged previously to my ex-husband, to shift towards a cheap place and save some funds to start a business, which is why we are doing better than before. 4 months back, I found out Jay was taking out money from my deposits. When I confronted, he verbally mistreated me and told me he doesn't trust me as I cheated on my ex-husband. Jay was single while I was married, and he had the right to keep some funds for himself.
He says he doesn't trust her because she cheated on her husband with him.
Jay doesn't at all helps around the house now. He just plays video games, meet his friends at bar, and recently I found out he's cheating on me with a waitress. It shook me to the core. I don't know what to do.
Karma's
we can't afford a divorce and screw whatever we have. Says life for us dropped by a lot. It's even worse than my ex-husband. Jay recently left his job and I'm struggling to make ends. Me and my ex have a daughter, 12, together. She tells me her dad is doing great. They recently went to a vacation in Venice. I don't know why, but it hurts. I realized I never gave him closure. He knows I cheated on him. I told him everything honestly. Divorce was easy as we both agreed he can have the primary custody of our daughter and I can have the house and car, with spending 5 days a month with her. Now I can't stop thinking about him. I don't know if that's because of guilt, love, heartbreak, or if I just want to have an affair with him.
It's not guilt. That's bullshit. You feeling like you're losing out because your ex-husband sounds like he's doing this thing, while the dude that you cheated on him with sounds like he's a fucking pookie. But you married him and he's stealing money from you because he don't trust you, you whore.
Just I think about him all the time now. Should I reach out to him? He never contacts me except for it is about our daughter. I never saw him in the last 1.5 years. I know I'm the worst person. My life is falling apart, which is very well deserved because I cheated and essentially broke a good man. A small edit. I didn't left my daughter. My husband begged me to give him the primary custody as he realized he can't have it as he works in a very demanding job. I just wanted the house, but we came to a conclusion where he offered to give me money, car and the house in exchange for primary custody.
He bought her off.
I feel guilty, yes. But do I want to get back to him? No, because I know it won't be the right thing to do. I destroyed him and I am guilty enough. Now he rebuilt himself. I'm proud of him. My life is in shambles and it is because of me. I take full responsibility. I just keep thinking of him, because I miss him. I want to have a conversation with him and nothing more. This with the fact that the man I left him for is now having an affair and cheating on me is tearing me up. Taking his money, car and house is the thing that stands out to me here. Anything else I can understand, but to screw him over that badly and now want him back. No sympathy. Having an AP is one thing, but treating your ex like an ATM after screwing him over. It was a part of the deal we made. He badly wanted the primary custody of our daughter. But having the job that demanded much of his time, he knew it won't be happening and I would probably get the primary custody of the child, which is why he offered this. House, money and car in exchange for primary custody of the daughter. He wanted this, not me. I told him over and over again. Surely I don't deserve a second of his time because I already screwed him. I know this. Nothing I can do can change this. I just can't stop thinking about him. We all make mistakes. At least you're now wiser. Start focusing on your life and better yourself. You should at least open up to your ex. Say you are sorry but move on after. Good luck.
That's it.
Thanks.
The most.
Your AP sounds like a total loser. I'm not sure why, if you left your husband who sounds like a much better person, why you can't bring yourself to leave this smoocher of a man. I don't get why anyone willingly gets with a man, or woman, who plays video games as if it's a full-time job and does not have an actual paying full-time job.
Agreed.
He wasn't like this. During the affair and when we went legit, he was understanding, ambitious and a confident person. He actually gave me the attention I craved from my ex, which is why I took the leap. It turned out to be something that essentially destroyed my life, my ex's life and my daughter's childhood as a whole. Maybe he was hiding these bad traits from you by being the single dependable I'll do anything for you guy. To me he sounds toxic. You just really need to cut your losses and move on. Also, I didn't really want to get into this as it's harsh, but you traded your daughter in for assets and now you don't have any of those either.
Damn!
Your parents
I said she sold her daughter. Like, that's kind of obvious, but I didn't even think about it when the other person said, you don't even have them anymore. Damn.
sound like they may be able to get you back on your feet.
That's funny.
If I were you, I'd move in with them, and stay solo for a long, long while. Edit. I hope that you get the help that you need to get past this. From friends, family, a therapist, or even just a real talk with yourself about how this isn't a good relationship to be in. Good luck moving forward. I mean, nobody ever seems to say this to the man when they end up becoming a weekend parent. Is it crap? Absolutely. But there is rarely a moral outcry, regardless of circumstance.
That's true.
It's just assumed by society that a mother has more value than a father. OP already ducked X over beyond belief. This is why going legit with younger kids in the picture is so ducking dangerous, and I hate that it's so heavily condoned in this group. It's such rash decision. OP is materialistic and narcissistic as hell. Yet if she posted prior to the divorce, this group would have egged her on and encouraged that she ruin her husband in the divorce.
Good point.
For heaven's sake. I didn't traded my daughter. I still see her. I told my ex-husband I'd cheated on him and wanted to leave him. Do you think it was easy? He begged me to give him the primary custody of our daughter. I already shattered him enough. I already destroyed him. Do you think it would have been alright if I got the primary custody of our daughter while he received the cash assets and 50-50 ownership of the house? Things would have been complicated. I didn't want to mention about our daughter in the post. I'm already a horrible person and I'm getting shredded by both DMs and comments, and in real life. My life is in shambles. I'm working 2 jobs and basically paying Jay the money he spends on his AP. Do you think this is easy? That being said, I deserve it. I deserve all of it because of the foolish decisions I made. When reality hits you, you realize how much crap you are taking on. All the hell broke loose on me and it's awful. I realized I destroyed my ex-husband in all ways. About the trading, I didn't trade. It was he who offered me the house, the car in exchange for primary custody.
And you gave it to him.
He literally begged me for it. What would have you done if you were in my place? Fight him in divorce for split custody? Even after he begged you? Even after he offered you? Even after he promised not to tell our daughter anything about my cheating? I know what I did. It's way more tough for me than for you to say it. Even after everything, she is my daughter. I never gave up on her. I sure made foolish decisions that I'm getting punished for. Edit. Pardon my grammar errors, I'm not from US. I applaud you for admitting to your foolishness. If you're smart, you'd get rid of Jay from your life. Not for your sake but for your daughter's. Kids aren't a bargaining chip. Ever. Better to go to r/surviving infidelity. You used your husband like an ATM. You had an affair and you lied to him. You realized grass isn't greener and the guilt is setting in.
That's
You're
what it
comparing
is.
the life you have now compared to the one you had. You are realizing that you were happier with your family than a person who mistreats you. The list goes on. I don't mean to be savage, but you asked for the truth. Sorry, I don't intend to be crucified. I mean, you were asking for the truth. If you want the best advice, either go to that sub, or go to a therapist. Either way they will tell you the same thing. One through crucifixion, the other through hours of self-inflicted agony to make you realize where you went wrong and how to become a better person. Every worst assumption about adulterers was slapped together into this dystopian nightmare you casually refer to as your life. I hope people recognize that this doesn't represent most of us. Intellectually, I get that there must have been some really ducked up crap in your life to cause you to be the way you are. But all I can really focus on is how my heart actively breaks for your daughter. That said, I don't mean to jump in the hate train here. You just really need to get some help. Already talking therapy, and I'm diagnosed with both BPD and bipolar 2. Ah, that does explain it. You know, I really do think I get it. For what it's worth, I'm sorry things worked out the way they did. I'm sure that's not what you had intended. We all make mistakes. All of us. I hope you find your way to happiness. You're thinking about your ex-husband because you realize the grass isn't greener on the other side. Not trying to be judgmental here, especially being here on this sub myself, but why in the world did you give up primary custody of your daughter? I wanted to fight for the custody. But my husband literally begged me not to take our daughter. I already messed up big time and I didn't want to ruin him. I didn't even want to take the car or money. I just wanted the house. It was my demand. But he was the one to actually make the offer for primary custody. I had to agree because I thought if I take our daughter too, it would basically destroy him. This is the past. You can only look forward as your daughter gets older and be a part of her life.
And he would have told their daughter that she cheated. Sound like he didn't tell the daughter.
Any kind of repairing the
Fuck that.
damage with your ex-husband may be worth considering if you both want it. I am sorry, OP, but you got to deal with the consequences of what you did.
Yep.
Your story just proves that the grass isn't greener on the other side. And I'm gonna be honest to say I have no sympathy for you.
Me
You
neither.
deserve it. And you gotta face the fact that your ex is never going to take you back, so that's not an option. You gotta to think of ways independently how you will be able to make your own money. However, I'm happy for your ex-husband that he is doing great right now, and I think the only right thing you did was to give the primary custody of your daughter to him. It's good that you are taking therapy right now. And I wish for your ex-husband's and daughter's healing, and also for you. Thanks for sharing your story. Worldwide comments of the day: the audacity of the mother. Just because the mistress caught her karma doesn't mean the OP should all of a sudden start caring about her feelings. She had no problem sleeping with her ex-husband, and starting a family with him. You think she had any ounce of remorse or care for the OP? Seriously, this chick is so delusional? No sympathy for baby mamas number 2 and more.
Grass ain't always greener. And she absolutely did trade her daughter for those assets. She said she wanted a house, but the husband offered to give her the house plus money plus a car in order to get full custody of his daughter, because his thought was that he knew he worked a lot and the court naturally wouldn't give him full custody. Be that as it may, she didn't have to take the house and the car. Miss me with that shit. And she said she ended up using that money, those assets, in her other relationship. But I love that one commenter pointed out that she traded her daughter for money and assets, not even to have those assets a handful of years later. Man. I don't think she feels guilty at all about the situation. She knows that her husband has bounced back because it's been about 5 or 6 years. And the dude that she cheated on her husband with is a pookie. He's a piece of shit, and he's cheating on her. So that's what it is. Her life is falling apart, and she knows that her ex-husband's life is a lot better. But if he was a smart man, he wouldn't entertain any advancement for her. And I think she knows that because there's a reason she hasn't even reached out to him yet. But hey, what the hell do I know? I'm just pothead talking on YouTube. You guys let me know what you think after party in the comments. My name's Theodore Cooper, but you can
Call me bitch.
do better.
Excuse me, bitches?